Hello YouTube and welcome to another GV anime review, where today we're going to relive our youth in real life. ReLIFE was a TMS anime that was released in a whole on Crunchyroll, but I decided to watch it on a weekly basis, since to me that contributes to the watching experience. That's then also the reason why my review is only coming today instead of a few months ago. So let's see what I thought of it. In real life, we meet our main character Arata Kaizaki, and rudely said, Arata has failed in life. He's 27 years old, has no wife, no job, and basically lives a meaningless life. That is until one day he gets approached by a man named Ryo Yoake. He proposes Arata to take part in an experiment called ReLIFE, where Arata would take a pill that makes him look 18 again and he relives his youth for 1 year. Arata has nothing to lose and accepts the offer as he starts to relive his youth. Something that I really liked in this anime, and something that I haven't seen often before, were the large amount of ending songs in this anime. I think that almost every episode had its own different ending song. Animes having 2 or 3 ending songs is standard, but a new ending song every episode, that is a new thing. So that means that TMS must have invested quite some budget into this anime, and that in a season where they brought out several good anime. Maybe it's a sign that TMS wants to go to the next level? We'll see in the upcoming seasons. Now this might be a bit strange, but I don't have any other positive point. Now this doesn't mean that ReLIFE was bad. There were other things that I liked, like the comedy, the romance and the animation. But they didn't really stand out, so I don't want to bore you guys with meaningless positive points. I liked several things, but they weren't special enough to become genuine positive points. The things that were less to my liking in real life happened mostly in the middle part of the anime. See, in the middle of real life, we get a side story between Karyu and Tamarai, 2 side characters. Now, I have absolutely no problem with side stories. They usually elevate the entire anime. But you have to be careful that the side story doesn't start to overshadow the main storyline. And that's what happened in real life. There was so much screen time invested into this side story that Arata, the main character, was completely neglected. There are episodes in this arc which last something like 5 or 6 episodes where we don't even get to see Arata. So in my opinion, ReLIFE wasted a lot of time that could have been directed towards the development of Arata and a certain other character. On top of that, the side story was quite stereotypical. I know that animes can't always be super original, but the whole injury template is something that I have seen multiple times before. It's one of those standard plots in romance comedies, and because of that stereotypical plot, it felt even more like a waste of screen time. Another moment where ReLIFE was completely unoriginal and predictable was at the very end. Without going into spoilers, the anime does something to make a relationship between 2 certain characters possible, and it's at the same time the solution to a question that is asked throughout the anime. Problem is that you can guess that that's going to happen from like the 2nd episode. So to me, there was zero surprise when the anime revealed that thing in the final episode, so I was a bit let down by that. And with that ending comes my final negative point, which is a standard negative point in my reviews whenever it occurs: the open ending. You all know that I can't handle open endings, especially when right before the ending, the anime makes major changes like here in real life. Suddenly, a romance that I was anticipating from the very beginning became possible, and that question that I posed myself throughout the anime was finally answered. So I really hope that TMS is going to make a second season. And from what I've read online, there's a good chance that they will make a second season, since the manga is still ongoing, and a certain event that's important in romance animes hasn't taken place yet. So, with all the changes at the end of season 1, the second season could start to use several new storylines and events. So, as a conclusion, despite the stereotypical middle part, I had fun watching ReLIFE. Maybe I would have wanted slightly more drama when it came to Arata's development, but who knows what can happen in a potential second season. And that's why I'm going to rate ReLIFE at 3.5 out of 5 stars. It was a rom-com like I have seen many before, but they never cease to amuse me. Based on the whole adult man in a young body principle, I will recommend Bokudake ga Inai Machi or Erased. Also here an adult man goes back to his younger self with his adult consciousness. Now you've probably heard of Erased, so I don't have to tell you that for the rest, Erased is completely different from ReLIFE. It's a way more serious drama anime that, besides the bad commentary that it gets from some reviewers, is still one of my personal favorite anime of the past year. Another recommendation that I found online was Kimi ni to Doke. And the more I thought about it, the more I started to see the similarity between the two series. Mostly when it came to the characters, the comedy, and also the ending in a certain way. And with that, I conclude my review of ReLIFE. As usual, you can find the full list of all my animes and reviews over at Anime Planet. As usual, I will put a link in the description box down below. Now, if you want me to review a particular anime from this list, please put it in the comments. Also, if you have a recommendation for me, put it in the comments as well. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, visit me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter and subscribe to this channel for more reviews in the future. I will say arigatou gozaimasu and I will see you all in the next video.